The past, Don Carter, Buzz Fazio, Bill Lillard, Joe Norris, the great and the greatest. From the Showboat Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the great and the greatest. Brought to you by Brunswick, the #1 name in bowling. And by Budweiser, the king of beers. Relax with the easy taste of Bud. When you say Budweiser, you've said it all. Hi, I'm Jack Buck, and welcome to the great and the greatest. We're delighted to have you here with us for this very exciting doubles tournament featuring 5 of the current great stars and 5 of the greatest bowlers of all time. It's a $70,000 tournament and prize money with $14,000 going to the winning team. We're certain that you're going to enjoy it, and we'll enjoy it just as much as you do. We'll be back to meet our expert analyst and the finalist in today's tournament in just a moment. Now here with me to help analyze today's competition is a gentleman who is an 18-time winner on the PBA Tour and just elected to the Pro Bowling Hall of Fame, Dave Davis.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Dave, tell the folks how these bowlers got into this position they occupy at the moment.
Well, the current great champions were selected via the PBA point list. The past greatest champions for this event were selected by a national poll of the Bowling Writers Association of the United States. These bowling writers picked the top 14 players in their opinion, and those are the 14 players in each category here this week.
And we came up with a cast, and now let's meet the finalists in today's competition. First, one of the most popular bowlers to ever bowl on the tour. Okay. Voted one of the all-time living greatest bowlers, Joe Joseph.
You all right, Jack?
You are living, aren't you?
I gotta hope so. You don't like me, do you?
I love you.
Okay. I'm sure glad you showed up. At least I found somebody older than I am.
Oh, what a low blow. Joe Joseph and his partner, one of the greats and top money winner on the current Pro Tour, Tommy Hudson.
Well, it's really great being here. You know, when I was 16 years old, I watched Joe bowl at the Firestone, and I live in Akron, so he's one of the smoothest that ever walked.
What a combination, Hudson and Joseph. And now, this man has always been rated with the best, one of the smoothest stroking bowlers that the game has ever known. Always in control of his game, Don Ellis.
Jack, how are you today?
Very good.
Well, I don't know where I'm always in control, but I'm trying to be. I've got a heck of a partner over there to carry me along if I don't get it today.
And did you expect to be in a spot like this?
Well, I just never thought it'd ever come around where I'd be back in this kind of spot, Jack.
Do good.
Thank you.
Don Ellis. And his partner has won more money in 1 year than anybody else who ever bowled for a living, Mark Roth.
Hello, Jack. It's nice to be here, and me and Don had a real good time this week bowling, and I try to help him out, but he throws the ball a little straighter than I do, and he's a little smoother than I am. But we still got it together to make the show today.
Well, you'll remember the familiar style of this gentleman. He is from yesteryear, they told me to say, and he was voted the greatest bowler of all time, Bosco Don Carter. How you holding up?
I'm holding up surprisingly well. This is an unfamiliar scene for me right here, but I feel well, and it's just great to have a nice young partner, I'll tell you that, Jim.
Don Carter, and this fellow is a relative newcomer to the Pro Tour. He won more money in 1 year without ever winning a title. And he is the partner of Mr. Don Carter, Pete Couture.
Hi, Jack. How you doing? It's just really a thrill being here and bowling with the greatest bowler of all time as a partner. What could you ask for? And to make the show, he held me up most of the way, and we got our stuff together the last block, and we're just very happy to be here.
Our next all-star bowler, one of the greatest, a member of the Hall of Fame, and one of the toughest competitors that pro bowling has ever known, Bill Lillard from Houston, Texas.
Thank you, Jack. I'll tell you this, if you think I was a real tough competitor, you watch my partner today.
He is one of the characters of the game, and he is Marshall Holman. Marshall?
How are you, Jack? I'll tell you, it's really nice to be here. Bill Lillard, you know, one of the fine gentlemen of the game, but today he's going to see some real fierce competition. I hope to help him out a little bit.
And our last greatest bowler is considered one of the finest team bowlers of all time. He is Mr. Tom Hennessy. How's your ankle?
All right.
Your knee's hurting you a little bit?
No.
You pulled a muscle in your leg?
No.
You're ready?
Yes, I don't have to worry about anything as long as my partner.
You're in the finals. Take a rest until the finals roll around.
Thank you, Jack.
Tom Hennessy. And here is a fella that we're all so happy to see right back where he belongs, Earl Anthony.
Thank you, Jack. Really a pleasure to be back bowling again. And it's really a pleasure to bowl a fine gentleman as Tom Hennessy, and we're going to give him all we got today.
I'll bet you are. Earl Anthony, and there you have the cast for the great and the greatest. It's been a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun, and let's pick up the action in the 7th frame of the first quarterfinal match. And as they go into the 7th frame here, Joe Joseph and Tommy Hudson are ahead by 10 pins. They have a double working for them, whereas Don Ellis, bowling now on 31, is working on a spare. And he gets a strike.
See that easy delivery, just lets the ball hit the pins.
Dave, till now, this has been a true doubles tournament, but it's different now.
Well, that's correct. We have each bowled a game as true doubles is, but in this format, because of the tight time for television, and we wanted to get as many of the teams on, we didn't have, so they're alternating frames. Every 2 frames, you'll see them play.
So each bowler actually bowls only 5 frames in the game. Here's
Correct.
Joe Joseph working on a 3-bagger, and he got it.
That desire is still there, no matter what happens.
And now the dark horses, Joe Joseph and Tommy Hudson, if I might call them that, because of the presence of Mark Roth, are ahead by 20 pins.
Right, they're working at a 226 clip, and Don Ellis and them are working
And
at
Ellis
206.
had better hit here. He has a strike up, bowling in the 8th frame. It's getting late. No 10-pin. No 10-pin. And the other doubles teams would be very happy to see Mark Roth out of the competition this early, wouldn't they?
Yes, they sure would. Not only that, but Don Ellis has held Mark up here for one of the days during the tournament. Don Ellis shot a 981, a high block for 4 games here.
They have 3 in a row, the Joseph Hudson duo right now, and in the 8th frame, a hit here would be almost disastrous to Mark Roth.
This is a
pretty
winner
good
here.
ball. Ooh, and he too left for the 10-pin. Well, that leaves the door open somewhat, but they're going to have to get on some strikes. Talking about Roth and Ellis.
That's right. You see Don Ellis and Joe Joseph have bowled the 7th and 8th, and the current great champions, Mark Roth and Tommy Hudson, are going to finish the game in the 9th and 10th.
So Joe Joseph, to all intents, is finished in this game, and they are ahead by 19 pins, ahead of Mark Roth. They need one here in the 9th frame, one to work on.
They need this one just to save the count, to keep that 1-pin advantage that they might have on the count right now.
Roth driving after it, trying to get to that pocket, and he left that old 4-pin, didn't he?
Yes, he sure did. You can see out lane 31, it just doesn't want to turn over like lane 32 does. The ball doesn't quite finish as strong.
Roth and Ellis are going to have a little difficulty winning this game. They're 20 pins down now.
Well, Mark must make the spare and then strike out to have any chance at all. He's got to hope then that Tommy Hudson gets an open.
How about that open? Add another 10 pins.
Now, that's one of the rare sights
You told me a while
today.
ago
That's
that
right.
Mark Roth doesn't miss spares.
He doesn't. That is one of the most unusual things you'll ever see Mark Roth do.
And now the advantage is 31 pins, and here's Tommy Hudson. And if he gets a strike here in the 9th frame, why, adios.
It's all over.
He is to the head pin and really mixed him up, and he got the strike. And we'll watch where Mark Roth missed the 4-pin earlier. He's coming up again now.
Just a little bit late and a lot of pull on that shot. He missed it by quite a bit.
Now he leaves the 4-pin again. This match is over. Here we go into the 7th frame of the second quarterfinal match. Don Carter and Pete Couture ahead by 12 pins. Bowling in the 7th frame is Carter, looking for a double to put him way out in front. He's right on the head pin, and he comes away with a baby split.
That's the adjustment we talked about earlier in the show. That lane 31 is going to give them a little bit of trouble today, because if they get too slow, it seems to jump once it catches the ball track. And if they don't throw the ball slow, it's going to sail on them a little bit.
Carter used to make this baby split almost every time. It used to be popcorn for him. This is tough here in the 7th frame. And he did not cover it. He was too much on the 3-pin, and there is the second open of their game, and the match becomes even. Here's that familiar delivery of Don Carter.
Right, and you can see he's shooting the baby split on this shot, and you see just a little bit of a hop right there. Over the top of the shot a little bit, hooked it too much.
And now one of the greatest, Joe Joseph, bowling in the 7th frame, working on a spare. The match is even right now. And Joseph gets into the pocket and he did carry the 7 pin at the last moment.
Slow but sure that pin, that 5 pin knocked the 7 down there.
We're still even here through the 7th frame. However, Joseph has that strike for his partner to work on when he gets back up there.
That's a tremendous advantage.
Here's the 8th frame for Carter and Couture.
Speed is the all-important ingredient in today's match.
He put something on that ball.
Yes. Much faster.
And he carried it.
Much faster. You can see the ball hold the line that time. Didn't want to jump into the nose as the last shot did.
So there's a strike in the 8th frame for Carter. Here's Joseph bowling for the last time in this game. In the 8th frame, trying for a double. The match is even. A hit here would put him ahead by 10.
That's right. It is Joe's last shot this game, and that was Don Carter's last shot in this game. The current champions are going to finish the 9th and 10th frames now.
Joseph ran up there pretty quick. He didn't hesitate. He got it in there. That's a double for Joe Joseph.
See a lot of power on that ball. That ball just literally tore the 5 out of that rack. Watch the amount of power, Joe. It just lets it roll so easy, but watch when the ball hits. The 5 just goes dead left. Look at that pin get out of there.
So now 10 pins down. Pete Couture. He has to hit here in the 9th frame. He's working on a strike.
Yes, this is a must ball for them to stay into the match.
Carter got one for him, and Pete Couture is trying to cash in on it, and did with a very powerful hit.
Right, he's got his speed up to where it should be right now. And
match is even again, and we're heading into the 9th frame for Tommy Hudson. He'll finish this game out now, rolling the 9th and 10th.
Now, Tommy's had trouble twice in this game on lane 31. One high and one really short.
I bet he really fires it.
A lot of speed there.
Yep. Yeah, that's what they've been doing now. Everybody's been speeding up their delivery and driving that ball in there. So there's a 3-bagger for them and a 10-pin advantage for Tommy Hudson and Joe Joseph. And they could go on to a 216, and the Carter Couture possibility is 206.
This is an extremely big shot. We're in the 10th frame here with Pete Couture, and he's got to finish out.
He has a double up, and he and his partner are 10 pins down.
He's got to have the strike just to pull even with them.
Needs a big hit, Couture does, and he is in there and got it. Boy, just at the last moment, got that 6-pin action to carry the 10, and now he'll try to strike it out and put the pressure on Tommy Hudson because the match is even again. This young man is from Windsor Locks, Connecticut.
He's not only throwing this ball for Pete Couture, but he's throwing it for Don Carter, too, and that's a lot of added pressure on him.
Does he get it? Nope. And really didn't deserve it.
Got the 8 count, which is extremely important. That one extra pin could be the difference of winning and losing right here. They're 2 pins behind if he spares.
There's Tommy Hudson knowing when he gets up there, he's going to have to do something.
All right, we have a definite possibility of a tie here. If Tommy goes 9 and makes the spare and then gets another 9 count, we do have a tie game.
Pete Couture trying for this pin count to finish it off, and he left a pin, and that might make a difference when this isn't over. A final score of 193. What's it like bowling with a partner as opposed to bowling on your own?
Well, it's a different feel. I know my concentration was terrible this week watching Carter and all these guys, and I bowled with Harry Smith. And when Harry was having trouble, I was thinking more about his game than it was mine, and we just had trouble.
In the 10th frame, Tommy Hudson, they have a 3-bagger up. The match is even pending the outcome of this particular hit. He crosses over, gets to Brooklyn, and that does it. There have been a few of those. He really threw the ball, didn't he?
Well, he just really reared up on that shot, or what we call reared up or pulled up on the shot, and that's not the best place to throw it, Brooklyn, but it struck, and that's the most important. Now watch him pull way up on that shot. You can see his arm go out. Brooklyn, but it counted.
So this duo of Joe Joseph and Tommy Hudson has already eliminated Don Ellis and Mark Roth. And now one of the big favorites here, Don Carter, along with his partner, Pete Couture, also bite the dust. And so we're going to have Joe Joseph and Tommy Hudson into the semifinal match. And now they are assured of at least $7,000. The friendly handshakes, and I tell you, you can't find friendship demonstrated any more than you can on the Professional Bowlers Tour. We're getting ready for the semifinal match now, and we'll be back for that in just one moment.